In a move that has sent shockwaves through both royal watchers and political observers, former President Donald Trump has publicly threatened to deport Prince Harry from the United States, should he regain office. This bombshell revelation comes amid escalating tensions between the Sussexes and the British royal family, with Meghan Markle's actions and statements intensifying the controversy. Trump's stern warning not only underscores a dramatic shift in Harry's status in America but also paints a picture of Meghan Markle as a contentious figure whose influence might have dire consequences for her husband's residency. Prince Harry, once celebrated for his military service and charitable work, now finds himself in an unprecedented predicament. His decision to step back from royal duties and relocate to the U.S. with Meghan Markle has been fraught with public feuds, tell-all interviews, and controversial memoirs. The crux of Trump's threat seems to stem from Harry's perceived disloyalty to Queen Elizabeth II and the broader British monarchy, a sentiment he expressed during a speech at CAC, reiterating that he would not shield Harry from the consequences of his actions as the Biden administration has done. Meghan Markle has often been at the center of these controversies. Her portrayal in their Netflix docuseries, Harry and Meghan, where she exaggerated her first curtsy to the late Queen Elizabeth II, left Harry visibly uncomfortable and reportedly furious. This incident, among others, paints Meghan as someone who seemingly relishes in challenging traditional royal protocols, potentially affecting public perception and diplomatic relations. Critics argue that her actions, including the detailed public critiques of the royal family, have not only strained familial bonds but also invited political repercussions, as seen with Trump's threats. Moreover, the couple's legal battles, particularly regarding Harry's immigration status and past drug use confession in his book, Spare, have not helped their case. The Heritage Foundation's lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security for transparency on Harry's visa process has raised questions about the integrity of his immigration documents. This scrutiny comes at a time when Trump has vocally criticized the Biden administration for allegedly protecting Harry by keeping his immigration details confidential. The former president's stance is clear: under his administration, there would be no special treatment, and any discrepancies in visa applications, particularly those involving drug use, would be dealt with strictly. Meghan's influence on these matters cannot be understated. Her public statements, like describing the First Amendment as bonkers, have not only stirred debate but also positioned her as an outsider to American values, further complicating Harry's integration into the U.S. cultural and political landscape. Her perceived disrespect towards foundational American principles has been fodder for conservative media and critics who argue she has a narcissistic streak, constantly seeking the limelight at potentially costly political and personal expenses. This narrative was vividly captured when Meghan insisted on placing flowers herself during a public mourning for Queen Elizabeth II, an act seen by some as seeking personal glory rather than showing genuine respect. The security concerns surrounding the couple have also escalated, with incidents like the paparazzi chase in New York highlighting the real dangers they face. However, the high costs of private security, estimated to range from $6 million to $28 million annually, have been a point of contention, especially when juxtaposed with their criticisms of royal security provisions before their departure from the UK. This financial aspect adds another layer to the debate, as some argue that if Harry were to lose his right to reside in the US, the security situation would become untenable, especially considering the hostile environment they've helped create through their media engagements. Critics further point to Meghan's approach to public relations as a double-edged sword. While she and Harry have used media to control their narrative, this has often backfired, increasing scrutiny and controversy. The backlash from Jeremy Clarkson's article in The Sun, although later apologized for, underscored the volatile public opinion towards Meghan, with accusations of her actions driving racial and cultural divides, particularly within the royal family and the broader public discourse. As the 2025 election looms, the implications of Trump's statements are not just personal attacks but could signal broader shifts in policy regarding high-profile immigrants and their legal standing. For Harry, this might mean a re-evaluation of his life in America, potentially facing the uncomfortable prospect of returning to a UK where he and Meghan are less than welcome. For Meghan, it might mean facing her husband's potential deportation alone in a country where her public image has become significantly tarnished. This saga of royal exile, legal battles, and political threats paints a complex picture of power, loyalty, and the price of public dissent. As Harry possibly sweats bullets over his future, the underlying narrative suggests that Meghan Markle's role in this unfolding drama could define their next chapter, whether in America or back in the UK, under the shadow of royal and political scrutiny.